Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Sagar Dhotre. Today we will discuss about the design of a rolling contact bearing, or you can say design of a roller type of bearing. So we will discuss normal D groove ball bearing, angular contact bearing, then roller spherical bearing. Okay, so initially we will discuss first about the uh, design data book. So PhD page number 4, or you can say chapter number 4, which is solely dedicated to rolling contact bearings. Okay, so here in a screen, the first page of a rolling contact bearing that is given. So here the roller and ball bearings are provided. They have given basic designations, or you can say name of the bearing, then application, and how we can identify the small figure, how the element can varies with respect to the one to another. Okay, so based on that they have bifurcate the different type of bearings. You can see here deep roll bearing, self alignment bearing, single row angular contact bearing, double row angular contact bearing. Then spherical bearing is here, cylindrical, then thrust bearing is shown over here, then spherical roller thrust bearing is shown over here. So at the first page they have provided the applications and different type of bearings. On the second page, page number 4.2, the basic equations which we required while design, that is equivalent load calculation, then dynamic capacity, probability of survival, then cubic moment load, then temperature variation, or you can say temperature gradients are also provided in this page. Then about the service factor, normally in design we are using service factor, so that service factor also provided over here based on the applications, nomenclatures. In third page, same remaining calculation in a previous page 4.2, the formulas are related to roller and ball bearing, and in PH page number 4.3, it is the formulas are from needle bearings. Okay, then recommended life values, if we need to assume some life of any bearing based on the application, you can choose the recommended values or standard values from this table. Next page, page number 4.4. Here the radial and the thrust, or you can say axial, both factors are given. Okay, how we can find out those factors we will discuss while we are solving the problem. So based on the type of bearing, the escape series is provided, and depend upon two conditions, the values of x and y are having given over here. Now in next page, the life of bearing based on the type of machine is provided. uh, if you consider any instrument or any apparatus, so normally the life of bearing is 500 working hours. So similarly, these standard values are provided. Next one is different catalogs for different bearings. Okay, so we'll just look the Debrew ball bearing catalog series number 60. So here the four designations are given. As we know that last two designation gives the value of the diameter. So 0, 0, 10, 0, 1, 12, 0, 2, 15, 0, 3, 17, and from towards the 4 we need to multiply with the 5, so we can get the value of diameter. So 4 multiplied by 5, you can get the value of diameter is 20. So similarly for 5, 25, so on so on. So you can find out the actual diameter values based on the last two digits. So first two digits give the bearing series. As we know that the 6 is the series used for deep groove ball bearing, and 0 is extra light. Okay, so if we are going further, 1, 2, 3, 4, So 4 is the heavy, extra heavy series provided over here. So based on this designation, you can find out which bearing is suitable for your application. Okay. So in this catalog, they have provided the inner diameter, outer diameter, then width, radiuses, and the most important thing is static and dynamic capacity, which we needed for calculation purpose. In this table, the static and dynamic capacity is provided in kgf. Okay, so let's go. We'll start our design. Okay, I will just open the page number 4.2 first of all. So we will discuss it one by one properly. So here I have one problem with me. Okay, so first problem, select a suitable DGBB, if that is deep groove ball bearing, for a shaft diameter of 60 mm. So here diameter is provided, and the reliability of survival, that is the reliability of that bearing, is 98%. Normally bearings are designed for 90% probability of survival, okay, and you can say 90% reliability, but in this problem they have given the reliability of bearing is 98%, okay, which is rotates at 1440 rpm with the radial load of 2500 newton and axial load of 1200 newton. The expected life of bearing is 25,000 hours, okay, and the load factor is 1.2. You can say load factor or service factor, which is 1.2. Okay, so from this given data, we have just first of all need to write down the given data. You can just start with the bearing name also. So you can write given bearing DGBB, the diameter of shaft is 60 mm, then reliability is 98%, speed is n, which is given is 1440 rpm, then radial force denoted by fr, which is 2500 newton, axial force, or you can say thrust force, which is given denoted by fa, given 1200 newton. Expected life, which is you can denote it as L98 or L, is equal to 25,000 hours. Then service factor or load factor, which is denoted by S, is 1.2. Now this much data is initially provided. So based on the type, as we discussed that DGBB, so series number 6, 0, 61, 62, 63 and 64 is applicable with respect to DGBB. So out of that you can find out the suitable bearing. Now here they have provided reliability is required 98%. So as it mentions that the reliability is very high, so I have selected a deep groove ball bearing with series number 64, okay, and to find out the diameter, we have the value of diameter, so last two digits or sorry, to find out the last two digits of series number 64, diameter divided by 5, so it is 12. So I get the bearing number is 6412. 6412. Okay. So I have get that number. Now we need to find out the static and dynamic capacity of the bearing. You can refer PSG. So in PSG, we need to find out PSG page number 60, then 62, 63, and here is TG, referring PSG page number 4.15. The 64 series is given. Okay, so as the diameter is 60 here, as the diameter is 60. We need to find out the actual values of static and dynamic capacity. Okay, I have highlighted the values so we can note down these values as per our requirement. So you have to find out, this column gives you the basic static capacity, and the second column, which is nearer to this one, is given that can be give you a dynamic capacity. Okay, so you need to write down these two values. Okay, so for further calculation we needed those values. I have written that values: 7,400 kgf and dynamic capacity is 8,450 kgf. Now next one, if you calculated the all the values, now we have to find out the equivalent load which is acting radially. It's an imaginary load which is acting radially on the bearing, okay, which is equivalent to that of the force, actual force acting in radial as well as axial direction. Okay, so referring PSG page number 4.2, you get a formula: equivalent load P is equal to X into Fr into V plus Y into Fa bracket complete into S. Now in PSG they doesn't provided, or they haven't considered the rotational factor V. Okay, but in our design we have considered that factor because it plays an important role, the which race is rotating. Okay, while selecting we need to understand which race is rotating. If the inner race is continuously rotating, at that condition we need to take a value of V is equal to 1. If outer race is rotating, then value is 1.2, and if we are using self alignment bearings, then the value of V is 1. Okay, so in this case we are considering, or in this case we found that the inner race is rotating. So based on, now we need to calculate the value of X and Y, because we had value of Fr, radial force, axial force, then load factor, or you can say service factor, value of S. Only these two, X and Y, are unknown. We need to find out the values of X and Y based on, with the reference of PSG page number 4.4. Again we are going to the PSG page number 4.4. So in the PSG page number 4.4, as we discussed previously, we need to first of all select the type of bearing. So this one is a deep groove ball bearing. I will highlight it. Okay, so this one is a deep groove ball bearing segment. Now we need to select a proper value of X and Y. So there are two conditions, that Fa upon Fr ratio is lesser than E or greater than E. Okay, and how we can find out the value of E? So that is based on the value of Fa upon CO. That is the based on the value of Fa upon CO. Okay, so we need to find out first the value of Fa upon CO. Okay, the value of Fa upon Fr is 0.48 and value of Fa upon CO is 0.016. Now go to the PSG. So in the PSG they have given the value of Fa upon CO is 0.016. Now look at here, the series or equation or ratio of Fa upon CO is started from 0.025 and ended to 0.5. Okay, but our value is less than the given value, or you can say first value. So we have considered this column. Okay, so first column. So what we get? The value of E based on the ratio. Okay, so here the value of E is 0.22. Now we need to compare this value with FA upon FR ratio. FA upon FR ratio is 0.48. So it means that FA upon FR ratio is greater than that of E. So we have selected this column, okay, as the values get increased. Okay, so in this column, what you understood, the value of X is constant or a single value is there. So value of X, or you can say X factor, or you can say axial factor, sorry, that is a radial factor, which having a value is 0.56. Now we need to choose the value for Y. As we have already, we have find out the value of E. We need to refer same row for to calculate the value of Y. Okay, so here in this column we find out the value of Y is 2. Okay, so final values are, for X it is 0.56 and for Y it is 2. Okay, so have you understood? Otherwise I will explain one more time. So first of all, we need to calculate FA upon CO ratio. Second ratio is FA upon FR ratio. So FA upon FR, based on the FA upon CO ratio, you need to find out the exact value from this column. Okay. Calculated value is 0.016, which is lesser than the first value. So we have selected this row. So we have selected first row. Okay. Now next condition, we need to check whether the value of FA upon FR is greater than that of value of E. Here the value of E, what we get is 0.22. Okay, so 0.22 is greater than the ratio of FA upon FR or lesser than FA upon FR. We need to find out. Putting the value or finding the ratio of FA upon FR, we get the ratio is 0.48. After the comparison, what we get? The FA upon FR ratio is greater than that of value of E. So that's why we have chosen this column, this FA upon FR ratio column. Now in this column, the value of X is given, only single value is provided, so we doesn't require to find out the proper value. So value of X, it is directly noted down, that is 0.56. About the value of Y, now we need to compare the row and column. What we get? The value of Y. Okay, so value of Y is 2. Hope you understood this one, because you have to repeat this task for each and every design. Okay, तो मुझे लगता है आप लोग ये प्रॉपरली अंडरस्टूड कर लो और समझ लो, क्योंकि ये आपको हमेशा लगने वाला है. Okay, so let's go to the design. So we have found out the value of X and Y, which is written over here. Now putting this value into the equivalent load equation, we're referring PhD page number 4.1. So what we get, the equivalent load is 4560 Newton. Okay, but the value of C0 and C, which is in kgf, okay, which is we need to carefully convert this into kgf to Newton. In this equation you can see I have converted properly, that's why the ratio is calculated properly. Okay, similarly you have to take care of that. Now next one, to calculate the dynamic load capacity. As we selected the bearing, okay, we have the value of dynamic capacity. Now in this calculation, we need to find out the uh, actual reliability of the bearing. Okay, how we can find out? By using equation C is equal to L by L10 1 upon K into P, referring PhD page number 4.2. I will just show you in the PhD. So here this equation is given. Okay, so in this equation the value of L is nothing but the required life, or you can say whatever the life required for a bearing, and L10 is 1 million revolution. Okay, so 90% 19% probability of survival. For that, the whatever the value is required, that value is provided over here. You can find out the value for 98% probability of survival. Okay, so there is the two conditions which is provided. Okay, and equations also given. So they have provided the probability of survival value, or you can say timing, or you can say uh, hours, expected life, that is 25,000 hours, but it is for 98% probability of survival. Okay, we need value for 90% probability of survival. Okay, to understand a brief concept, you can refer my lectures. So in the description I have put it the link of YouTube lectures, so you can refer from that. Okay, you will understand more. Now we need to calculate the value of in the million revolution, or you can say in the form of million hours, about the for 98% probability of survival. हमें 98% का वैल्यू दिया है और हमें कैलकुलेट करना है 90% ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सर्वाइवल के लिए. तो उसके लिए हम लोग ये प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सर्वाइवल इक्वेशन यूज करेंगे, where L is the required life of bearing in million revolution, L dash is life of selected bearing for 90% of probability of survival. Okay, where R is the reliability of bearing, that is 98, that it means that R is equal to 0.98, and R10 is the reliability of survival for 90%, so R10 is equal to 0.9. Now we need to select the value of B. The value of B is depend upon type of bearing. Here we are using deep groove ball bearing. For deep groove ball bearing, the value of B is given, that is 1.34. Okay. Now first of all, we need to calculate the value of L of L98. You can note L98 divided by L10 also, or L divided by L10. Okay. L का मतलब क्या है इस इक्वेशन में, that is probability of survival or life of bearing of 98% probability of survival in a million revolution. Okay, so first we needed to calculate this life in million revolution. They have given into hours. Okay, so referring the equation, using the equation L in million revolution, LH, that is life in hour, into 60 into N, that is the speed, divided by 10 raised to 6, that is million revolution. Okay, so based on this equation you can find out the life of 98% probability of survival into the million revolution. ठीक है, वो किसके, ठीक है. So what we find, the value is 2160 million revolution. So putting these values in this equation, मतलब हमने 98% के लिए हमें वैल्यू मिला था जो दिया गया है क्वेश्चन में, तो हमें वो कन्वर्ट करना है 90% में. ठीक है, क्योंकि जब भी इंडस्ट्री में या फिर कहीं भी आप लॉट कंसिडर करते हो then and then only that is designed for only for 90% probability of survival. Now in this condition they have provided more than the 90%. ओके तो उसको हमें कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में, ठीक है. So based on this equation, putting all the values, what we get, the probability, or you can say life of or you can say expected life of the bearing for 90% probability of survival is 7408.47 million revolutions. Okay, one point you should note that the life of 90% probability of survival is greater than that of the life is greater than 90%. ठीक है, जिस जब भी 90% से एक्सपेक्टेड लाइफ बेरिंग का ऊपर जाता है तो वो रेड्यूस होता है. ओके, एज द प्रोबेबिलिटी value is greater than that of or increases than that of 90%, the expected life of that bearing is get reduced or decreases. Okay, so from comparison you can look over here also. For 98%, what is the rating life of that bearing? That is 2160 million revolution, and for 90% it is 7408.47 million revolution. So that is the difference. Okay, so जैसे ही आप probability या फिर reliability कोई भी system का बढ़ाओगे तो उसका life थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा, and the cost is also getting increases. So while choosing anything, you should understood what should be the probability, based on what probability you are going to design. Okay, now next step is to calculate the value of dynamic capacity. Okay, so we have a equation over here already. C is equal to L by L10 raised to 1 by K into P. So putting all the values, what we get, the value of C here, the value of B we need to calculate. For ball bearing it is 3, and for roller bearing it is 10 by 3. Okay, so you can refer PhD page number 4.2. After calculating the value, what we get, the value of C which is calculated or which is found is 3023 Newton, which is in kgf is 302.3 kgf. But for with respect to our bearing it is 8450. So it means that our selected bearing is far suitable, or you can say the introducing, or you can say induced dynamic capacity or calculated dynamic capacity is less than that of designed capacity. Okay, so selected bearing of DGBB 6412 is suitable and safe. Okay, I hope you understand this design. Okay, just try once again. If you have any doubt, you can text me or WhatsApp me, or you can call me. So in this lecture I completed only one problem. In next lecture we will discuss about the second problem, which is angular contact ball bearing. Okay, I hope you understand the whole design procedure. It is quite simple. Whatever the complications we will discuss in further lectures. It will give you the idea how we can find out the bearings based on the as the reliability changes or as the type of load get changes. Okay, if you have any doubt or query, you can WhatsApp me or call me. Okay, so thank you very much for joining this lecture. I request all of you to subscribe my channel, so you can directly get an notification whenever I load my new lectures. Okay, thank you very much.